What you, man?
Good, how you doing?
Hey, chilling. Same old thing.
Been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a long minute.
Yeah, man. How y'all doing over there?
Working. You know how we
I
get
like
down.
I like the merch.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I can't wait to step back in there and see what y'all got going on. Every time I step in there, y'all got new merch. I got, you know, new things going. Always bigger and better.
Yeah, when you gonna slide through?
I'm working on a lot of things right now. I do need to get back out there to San Diego. I'm always, trying to, make my way out there. But I started a company. That government contracting thing. I still been in government contracting, so still same old plan. But now I got some investments and stuff like that. So been just
So
yeah, things
you
is
all, you always been locked in. You always been here and there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, man.
So
Now I'm I started, I've been traveling and stuff, and so shit. I was like, you know what, it's the perfect time to fucking, what I'm saying, get into the boxing game. I think the prospects need a voice too. The trainers need a voice too. So I wanted to shed some light on that because I've already been, doing travel. I talk to solo travelers and stuff like that. So I'm like, nah, I think this might be the perfect time to step into the boxing game.
so
Yeah, man. So shit, how the gym looking? How many
good,
fighters y'all
man.
got?
We got like 22 on the team. Right?
22 fighters.
Got a younger portion of the team. Then we got our beginners, our intermediate. So really, we just trying to streamline it. Make it like an assembly line. Bring them up from as young as possible, develop them as they get older. So it's a lot, man. Before it was, here and there, a few good fighters, but they multiply. It's a lot of.
I was when I was chopping it over with Coach Tez, he was filling me in on how the growth of the gym. Um, y'all got Johnny. He's made his pro debut. And then you got Juju. He on his way up. He's about to make his pro debut. So how soon is he gonna make his?
Oh, right now we still in the talks, man. Because honestly, he was really trying to do the Olympic thing,
Yeah.
and he did everything he needed to do. He beat the guy that they end up taking for the selection process, but that kind of set things back. So right now he's just making, we just developing relationships. A lot of people then reached out, so we've been meeting with a lot of people, just developing relationships, just to see kind of like where he wants to go with it. Honestly, it feels like he's leaning more towards pro, but in his mind, ever since he was young, he's always thought about that gold medal. So it's kind of hard to put that aside if that was your main goal before you went on to your next goal. So he's still thinking about it right now.
What's been your goal since the gym opened? My first time stepping in the gym was 2017. So now we in 2024. I've definitely seen the growth in the gym. Me and Tez was talking about the culture of Bomber Squad. I feel like anybody that's worked out in the gym can speak the same on the gym culture over there. What's been your overall goal since the time y'all open?
Well, honestly, with me, it's been the same. I just want to develop fighters. I didn't set out to be a coach. I started boxing, and I was good at it. It was fun. It was natural for me, and I ended up coaching because a friend of mine asked me to cover a class, and so I did that, and I was able to really develop my style of coaching because I feel like I had just started fighting. I had essentially trained myself because I was in the military, moved around a lot, so I knew how to explain things. So naturally, I became a good trainer. And for me, the payoff was really training fighters because you seen the fruits of your labor, and it felt like I was giving towards to someone that was actually going to use it. So from the beginning, it's always been develop fighters, and that had to change honestly. For with me, I really want to downscale. I'm not saying don't have regular clients, but I want to make more of a space for my fighters and really hone in on the program so that I could like essentially pass the program down or have a better, more efficient way of training someone in the way, the style that I train and how I think and, the drills we do. Um, 'Cause there's a method. And if I can pass down that method or put it in writing or some type of visual way, then I can basically multiply that. But, the answer has always been develop fighters.
Yeah. And I feel like you've done a great job of it. Not only developing fighters, but I feel like you've developed some trainers too.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
honestly we freestyled it from the beginning, and a lot of times when you freestyle it, you just yourself. So it kind of puts a culture in the gym. So a lot of people kind of like fit into that culture. It's pretty much homegrown. So, like-minded individuals click together. So it just happened. It happened naturally. So the people that end up being coaches a lot of times are actually the boxers or even some of the parents.
Mhm.
It's always been level-headedness. You know what I'm saying? It's always no egos, no nothing.
Yeah. Let me turn this stove off, coach. Hold on.
Yep, you good.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I love the coach over there at Bomber Squad. I feel like Bomber Squad, I know from the time when I was like going in there back during the pandemic, it definitely it made me better. It brought me back to being an athlete. It brought me back to feeling like an athlete, living like an athlete. I feel like I was training like an athlete. I had a routine, and I was just at my very best, and I still keep that to this day. Like I still got my athleticism. I still go running. I still go jump roping. But I just fell in love with the sport of boxing over there. But I feel like a lot of people do, at least from what I see from the trainers that's come out of there. Y'all don't even just got boxers. Y'all got a Selena.
Yeah, yeah, Selena. We work with her hands Muay Thai. Yeah, she got a fight
Yeah.
coming up. Yeah, she doing her thing, man. Yeah, she the real deal.
What you think her advantage is?
I think honestly her sense of distance is very good. Like she's like as far as Muay Thai, a lot of times traditional Muay Thai is kind of like you stay there like you give me one, I give you one. You give like you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like let me chop you down. The war of a person's will is what set precedence. But with her, she's very fluid. She got good sense of distance and she'll slide on you real quick. Like she'll make you miss. She don't necessarily just stand there like most of the traditional Muay Thai and just take the shot and counter. Like she'll slide, make you miss. So it's hard for a lot of her opponents to like really gauge that distance to connect with her. And she mean, so it's a good combination when it comes to her style. Very elusive.
You would never think that.
Yeah, I know. At all. Yeah, at all. Just
You
normal,
say,
normal girl. Hi, hello.
yeah.
She's kicking fools in their face. Bah.
So when that bell ring is ain't playing no game.
Yeah, yeah, no, she's serious. She trains serious too. She a top athlete, man. Like she strive for the top. Like she don't just put normal effort into her training. She put maximum effort. Like she's serious about her business, man. That's one thing I can say. All of our fighters, I want to say majority. I want to say like 99% of our athletes are dedicated, bro. Locked in. I think that's because, the top fighters set the bar. Jonny and Julius set the bar for the gym. Since he was little, like Julius, he didn't do nothing, bro. All he did was train. Like he was serious. And he has the ability to do whatever he wanted to do. His dad is wealthy, business, his family's good family. But he's strict, bro. He's strict on himself. He don't play. That's how he trains. That's how he is in and outside of the gym. So whenever you got an athlete that's successful, everybody kind of like look at him like, oh, he sets the tone. If I'm trying to get to where he at, I gotta kind of like act accordingly. And everybody is on point. Even the ones that kind of be slacking, they know, like they self talk. They'll tell me before I tell them, like, man, hey, coach, I'm tripping. Like, I need to get myself together. Like, yeah, you got you, bro. Because the way I work is the cream rise to the top. Like, I'm gonna give attention to those who deserve the attention.
Right.
So if I give you something small to do, and you end up doing it, and not only you do it, you remember it. Next time I come back to you, you got it in the pocket. I'm gonna give you something else. So I don't like to have to put a battery in my athlete's back or remind them about this, because one thing I learned about in this sport, man, is really intelligence. Like you can have a kid who got the dog in him, but if he got the dog and he's intelligent with it, I don't know. There's nothing like it. So you can teach boxing, I understand, but you can't really teach heart. And I agree with that. But the next level for me is intelligence. When I give you something, I teach you something. Like, do I have to reteach it? Do I have to retell you? Do I have to keep reminding you? So yeah, man, it's about taking it serious and really like applying yourself and breaking it down on what you're doing and how you're doing
What was your boxing career like? I don't ever even think I ever asked you. We talked
it.
about it.
Yeah.
You were a coach, but
Well,
like your boxing career, what was that about?
yeah, I started boxing late at like 17 because I graduated and I went to military. I went to boot camp, and then when I came back here, I wanted to lose weight, so I walked to a boxing gym, and I want to say I was there. I'm probably like a day or two, and I was like, when can I spar? And it was like, oh well, let's see what you got. And I had hands, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to fight a lot when I was younger, and it was natural for me. So like I think it was like 2 weeks later they had like a little fight. It was like an unsanctioned fight, I think. It's like gym versus gym. So I fought in that, and then from there it was just I was natural at it. I never took it serious to the point where I was like, oh, I can make money in this. So like, long story short, I ended up hooking up with my boy Kong from Undisputed. At that time, I was boxing in Japan here and there. Then he would just show up at fights. Like he would hit me like, hey, oh, let's go weigh in tomorrow. So I would go weigh in. So I did
Like,
pretty
no
well.
light, like no certification, no light. Just y'all can just fight like that, like just get in the ring.
No. I ended up getting my boxing book for USA Boxing at that point in time. But I'm just saying we
Okay,
never really kept track of like the events. Like we was young, bro. We was young. We was just training. I was coaching at that point in time.
so y'all was
Now I
fighting with
started.
y'all was just hopping in the ring.
Yeah, we was just cornering each other, like, cause he was Muay Thai, or no, he was Jiu-Jitsu. So and he had hands. Kong had hands. He was a good boxer. He was big, heavyweight. So we would just go fight. Like I was just doing it just to do it. And then I didn't really take it serious until one of the coaches from House of Boxing saw me in a tournament, and I guess he reached out to his son, was like, "Hey, I found somebody who can help Junior, because they had his kid David was like a top amateur who got in an accident and he like broke his back and he was coming back. So they brought me in and then they just sat down and talked to me. It was like, hey man, like what are you doing? Like I saw you fight, you helping us out with Junior, and it was like you can do something. So they would take me around to spar, and like I was doing hella good, but I ended up breaking my hand, and then I just went into training full time because at that time I had Julius and I had my nephew Terry and I had Baby Bull and I had another boxer named D, and that's how the Bomber Squad was formed. Because my nickname was the Black Bomber, so I had my squad was the Bomber Squad, and then from there I just started full time training. I just let boxing go because I feel like every time I was about to go pro, something happened. You know what I'm saying? I tore my meniscus, I broke my hand. So I kind of was just like, oh, maybe it's not my calling. So I just went into coaching full time.
How did you link up with Juju and his father?
So I was at Undisputed, and Juju was like, he was young, bro. He was like 7. Yeah, I think 7, like 6 or 7. And his dad was like, came by and was like, I got my son. I want him to start boxing. Can he spar somebody? So I said, yeah. I had a little kid named Micah, and Juju came in. He had a little Adidas fit. He looked fresh, bro, like super fresh. I seen him shadow boxing. I was like, hey man, you kind of clean. Like he was small, like tiny. So he sparred with my kid. My kid was like, honestly, my kid was touching him up. But was crazy because like every time he got hit, boom, he was like his head would drop back. He was just smiling. And I never really seen a kid like get like touched up, but not get frustrated or cry or something. So afterwards, I'm like, hey man, like, hey, you can bring him by any time. Like, yo, he got potential. Like, he's smiling. Like, he's smiling when he get hit. His shower box was clean. His boxing was okay. So anyway, long story short, fast forward, I never really saw him for like about a year. And then he ended up coming back, and I was at a different location with my homeboy, and he knew my homeboy. So he was like, hey man, this dude looking for a coach for his son. He real young though. So they came in, I was like, oh, I know who he is. And so I'm like, yo, what's good? We still chopping it up. And then that's when I started training him when he was like 7. Yeah, because he wasn't 8 yet. 8 is when you can fight. He was like 7. And so we started training, and his dad was like, I want to take it serious. And to be honest with you, bro, like, he was ever since like I put him with my older group. Like he was banging the bag. Like he was just working hard, bro. Like he was because his dad was on his ass 24/7. Even to the point I was kind of like, yo, hey man, you might want to lighten up a little bit. Like he young, and his dad was like, nah, man, I don't care. Like we not finna play. Like he gonna get old enough where he can get hurt. I'm not playing around. So that's how it was. That's all she wrote, bro. It just be like that's day one.
So Juju a natural, like it's in his blood. His boxing shit is like it's him.
I want to say his physicality is natural, his intelligence is natural, and I feel like over time, like compounding interest, it just once he was first in his class, he never went back. Cause like honestly, his amateur career was kind of crazy, bro. Like when I look back, he fought all the top kids. Like even when he was young, there was a kid named Tokez that was like super popular from the gym. He fought him. Like ever since day one, he always fought the top kids. So it's like the only time he only really lost like 2 fights that I seen. I'm like, okay, we lost that. Other ones was it's whatever. It was politics, but he learned. Like it really was just finessing on how to win in amateur boxing, essentially, like how to make
Yeah.
it look good for the judges, But he's fought every top kid. It was just it so happened like we was always at the same tournament with the top kids. So once he hit that first class, he was like the leader. He's been the leader ever since then.
I asked if it was in his blood because I know him and Jonny are cousins, and I know Jonny
Oh
got in
yeah,
the game of boxing because of
got
Juju,
you,
and they got
got
the
you.
same they got that same
Yeah, yeah.
work ethic.
Well,
You
I
know,
would say it's the work ethic. I wouldn't even say it's in the blood. I would say it's the work ethic. Like the work ethic compounded over so long, and then the guidance that me and his father was able to give, and the exposure that we had. Sometimes it's just okay, that door, this door, that door, that door, that door, that door. Oh, this, and you kind of pinpoint what it is, and you just you find it, you hash it out, and you get good at that one thing. And then you got to realize when it's time to add something or change something, or you know what I'm saying. But I want to say it's just a work ethic, and I don't think that's in the blood. I think anybody can have that work ethic. It's just principles. It's something you got to learn and understand and take with you. Because a lot of people have it when they walk through the door, but they ain't got it when they walk out the door.
how did you
Yeah. So there's a point in time after I was um, remember I told you me and my homeboy would just go to fights, right? So Undisputed was a franchise. We had the East County one, and we was kind of like the redheaded stepchild. So I'm showing up to these fights, and I'm winning. I'm knocking people out. So like Undisputed kind of like, hey man, yo, what you doing with him? Like he should be coming to like the mothership, which is North Park. So I started linking up with Coach Rob. Coach Rob was at North Park, and so he took me under his wing, and like we would go like to Arizona. It was me, Omar, Jason, and this girl Gabby, and that's how we linked up. He used to coach me and corner me. And the only reason that didn't last long is because he ended up moving to San Francisco to the Bay Area. You know, and that's when he started working with Andre Ward and everybody, Amir Khan, Andre Berto, and you know, so we had that separation. I continued my career, I continued coaching, and then as Julius got older and the gym got more successful and we got more fighter, we needed more time. So Jack's like, man, I need you around a little bit more for like the small things, like you know, the corner stuff, wrapping hands, and all this stuff. And I'm like, he like, let's get another coach. And I'm like, honestly, bro, I'm not trying to get another coach. If I'm gonna get another coach, there's only one coach that I want. And then I was like, Coach Robert. And unfortunately, he had moved. He moved out to either Tennessee or Nebraska. One, I think it was Nebraska. And then Jack was like, "Yo, what if I can convince him to come?" I'm like, "Yeah, if you can, that's cool." Like, you know. So he ended up reaching out to Coach Robert, and we ended up making that happen. So he's back down here in San Diego.
So, Coach, Juju and Jonny and
Yeah,
with Bomber Squad.
yeah. With my pros and my elite fighters. He's still you know he's there for some of my intermediate and some of my beginner. But like for instance, like Ali and Ali's like one of his like he like Ali like because you know every coach gravitates towards a kid, you know. And Ali's like one of our future little fighters. So coach gravitates towards him. So he there's a couple other fighters he works with directly. So you know, but he's really there for the pros and my elite amateurs.
No, y'all got a stable full of great fighters and coaches. McQueen, was this anything that you expected, when y'all first started out?
Honestly, bro, like yes and no. A lot of times, like if you look at the history of like where everybody came from, it kind of started at City Boxing and then it branched out to North Park, Undisputed. And like like honestly, everybody from that like category or that line or it's like we all got our own thing. Everybody branched out and has their own identity, either their own gym or their own movement. So again, she took exactly how Julius and Johnny is successful, hard work. Like honestly, she don't play, bro. Like she's one of the most hard working people I know. Like for real. So I saw it, but to what it is now, no, I couldn't foresee that. I knew it was gonna be success, but like directly, oh, that's how you gonna be successful now. She took a lane and made her like
Yeah.
young. What you talking about movies, bro? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. I knew before the movies, I had homies sending me her videos while I was in San Diego.
That's crazy.
Not
You
knowing we
like,
was
I
at
know who that is.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, it's almost like it's a just great success story, Bomber Squad. Just everything that y'all are doing over there as far as the culture. I think that's one of the biggest things. I know for me, when I left, went to Afghanistan, all right, I was like, I'm gonna go back to El Cajon because I want to be closer to the gym. I could have moved anywhere else in San Diego, but I wanted to go back to El Cajon. I know a lot of people like why the hell would you go move to El Cajon? You could have been there like anywhere else. But I wanted to be next to the gym because I wanted that to be a part of my routine. And then when I left there, I went to Utah. I don't know if you heard of Joe Bish,
Yeah, I know
Coach Joe.
Joe. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I know Joe.
uh-huh.
We
I
chopping
was
it
at
up.
I was
Yeah.
at his gym.
Okay. Yeah, he funny.
I became a better jump roper. Way after with him. He got some good fighters too. You seen the fighter John John?
No, I haven't.
Okay, yeah, he got a couple of fighters over there. So yeah, I was out there in Utah, but man, that Bomber Squad energy, that kind of set. I'm glad that was like my first like real. boxing gym that I went to,
Yeah.
because it definitely set the bar for me. How good is I know you try to answer it unbiasedly. How good is Juju?
Honestly, yeah. If I wasn't, I'll put it like this: if I wasn't his coach and I saw him, I'd be like, "Damn, that kid's nice." But if I wasn't his coach and I saw him and I knew how he is 24/7, I'm like, "Oh, he the future." 1,000%, 1,000,000%, and that's being honest.
What do you think his potential is in the sport of boxing?
The reason why I say it may be unseen or unfathomable because I mean there's people you can take examples from. Like let's go top tier. Top tier is Ali because a nation was behind Ali, the world was behind Ali. Then you can bump it down and you can say people that have whole countries that follow them. Those are really big. I'll put Juju in that space of whole countries because as our generation now, what a kid that has Middle Eastern background that's at the top of the game. And in this day and time that has the pull of social media, in this day and time that has the support of a whole community. Because think about it, this was crazy, is the day Johnny had his pro debut here in San Diego was the same time that Julius had his championship in Golden Gloves in Detroit. Both places had a crazy turnout with support.
I heard. I did hear that.
Crazy.
I did hear
Crazy. It
that.
was crazy, bro. Everybody thought, first of all, here, everybody thought we was the main event. That's how many people that was there for Johnny for his pro debut. Same thing in Detroit. Everybody showed up. So now let's take that a little bit further. Let's say Middle East, because they still got family over there. But the there's really no limit to it. Same way I can imagine, but the same way I imagine with how successful Ann could be, I wouldn't have thought all she can be in a movie and this and have to deal with this and work with this person. So I put it in the same cap because for me, winning is everything, and I have no doubts about that. We got that part covered. Everything else, from what I've seen so far, and he's only amateur, is crazy.
I think the unique thing about Juju being a Middle Eastern is his style.
It's swagged. That way nice. Yeah, that way nice.
He
Way nice.
nice. He nice. He nice. He is. He is. And he's so young. Like when I'm like watching him, this level of competition, I'm just like,
He make it look easy, bro. He look like he be sparring.
exactly.
He
Yeah.
honestly look like he be sparring. And to be honest with you, like I can confidently say, ain't nobody, no one seen nothing yet. Like he's doing that because that's what he has to do
Do we got
at that
power
point in time.
or will
Yes,
it
that
come?
boy got crazy pop, bro. He got snap. He just don't use it. But now, you know, it depends. Like I rotate styles sometimes. I'm like, let's sit down a little bit. Let's throw. Let's punch. Let's not reach. Let's not play tag. Let's hurt. If I'm honest with you, he loves that style. That was his old style. He used to come
He a,
forward,
braw-
just
he a
throw.
brawler.
Hmm.
He a brawler.
He a scrapper. He's with the smoke. He's a scrapper. Only reason he don't scrap is because we made him change his style. We made him play tag. So I tell him, you box him first, then you can beat him up. That's the only rule. You box him first and then beat him up. But
So
so
he
like
has
I
an
said,
arsenal of weapons as far as
oh, one
whatever.
thousand, bro. You have not seen his pro style yet. We just came from Mexico, and one of the dudes, he is his fighter, and we got a good relationship, and it was pro style, and from round one it was nasty, and he came over, he's like, "Hey man, he's changing his style." I'm like, "Nah, he's always had that style. We know how to win in amateur boxing. Like, you gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight amateur." So he knows how to mix both, but there's a few things I still would like to add. Of course, you always learn, but yeah, you haven't seen nothing yet. Especially when you get the small gloves. Yeah, bro, it's a wrap.
Just to touch on Coach Tez a bit, because we see what you're doing with Juju, but as far as Coach Tez, how impactful is he in the camp?
Honestly, for me, I tell everybody this. Like, for me, honestly, the boxing is the icing on the cake. The conditioning is the cake. I've seen so many times where skilled boxers get beat by unskilled boxers because their conditioning sucks. And for our fighters, the conditioning honestly is like the secret sauce, honestly. But it's not just conditioning. Like, I look at Ted's like me, but in conditioning. We're like mad scientists. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're able to develop what we have because we didn't have anything. We just used whatever we had and whatever information that came back from whatever we implemented. We took notes and adjusted. And then we can profile a fighter, and we can profile what it is that they need to be done, how to counteract this. So he does the same thing in conditioning. And his condition is very good because it tests the will of the fighter in a space where they can perform it, but they have to tap in to get it done. And then the result is measurable where they can reflect on themselves to be like, damn, okay, either I can do it or I got to do more. And it's instant. And that goes hand in hand with boxing. Boxing for me, like, you can jog all day, that's cool. But really, if you put it in the space of running, it will be sprints. So sprints are going to work better for you in boxing than just jogging. Simple stuff like that. But he extracts that across a whole plane, and you can see it when the boxers perform. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I got pictures with Coach Tez after me and his workout. It looked like I just jumped out of pool.
Triv.
Y'all have a good class session as well.
Yeah,
Um Man, we can talk about Bomber Squad all day. Like, if those out there that's viewing, make sure you go check out Bomber Squad. Even if you're in San Diego for a weekend, you want to have a good workout, go down to El Cajon and go and check that out because it's definitely a good time in there. They definitely got a good DJ, whoever that is,
yeah. Come see us. Come see us.
keeping the vibes right up in there. What weight class is Juju in right now? Like, what weight class will he be fighting in?
So Juju fight at 125 right now. So as far as pro, I mean, he'd probably be 126, but it depends. Like, as far as pro, sometimes I like to work a little bit lower, so like 122,
I mean, amateur fights
one
he got.
triple digits. That boy up there. We just stopped counting. Once we reach 10, we stop counting. Once you reach 10, you open. Yeah, that boy got a lot.
Glorified, like, you got Mazrimov, you got Lomachenko. They had all these different they had this extensive amateur background career, but then they come in boxing, they only get like 12 fights. Now they like the best thing since Ali. Why is that?
Well, a lot of times you can move a lot faster because you have so much experience. You're not in the development stage. In pro, a lot of times it's a development stage. So if you look at like percentages, a 60-40 fight, and then it's gonna be a while before you get a 50-50 fight. But people that have a lot of, or boxers that have a lot of experience, they can hop right in 50-50 fight because they've been around the world. They can hold themselves. That's the reason. It's just a development process.
Will there be a development process when it comes to Jonny and Juju?
Yeah, I think there's always a strategic way to work your way up the rank, depending on which route you want to go. So that's always a yes, because it's boxing, but amateur and pro is a lot different. So the development stage is more or less becoming more of a pro instead of boxing like an amateur. That will be the process for them.
Okay. As far as prospects in the game right now, besides Jonny, who are the who's your top five prospects?
Well, I'll give you top five, because I mean I might be a little biased because we grew up like growing when Juju them grew, like these kids been around, so I've seen these kids since day one. Like Carmel Morton, I've seen him when he was a tiny kid stopping kids. His only issue I think will be, like, as much as everybody loves Floyd, like Floyd hasn't developed no fighters. And I think that would be the only downfall is, you know, working with that situation. Because like when you look at PBC, like most of their fighters, they sit on a shelf a lot. They took a lot of good, solid fighters, and they end up sitting on a shelf. You basically take a wolf and you domesticate them. You know. Outside of that, am I allowed to put my fighters in the list, or should I just not? That's too biased. Is that
This is
biased?
your episode. Yep, yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna name a little bit. I'm gonna put an extra one on there. So Carmel, of course, my kids, honestly, and that's not being biased, because Johnny, his style, he's long, he's lanky, he's starting to sit down more, he's developed his power. Like,
Saw that.
yeah,
I saw that.
like it's weird because this kid can like throw and slide at the same time and shoot a shot from over here. Like he can, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we really
You
honing
seen
in
that in
his style. Yeah, he be doing some crazy. So he just trying to perfect like how to slide. Like it's a whole new type of style, like, and his leaps are like boom, boom, boom. Cause Johnny was always the slow learner, like, cause his body was changing, so his timing was off. He got so many nicknames, but yeah. So Johnny, and of course Julius. Feel like Julius hands down is yeah, he's a speedster and he got pop, but he's always been like head of his class. Everything we done, he's always been top. So I don't have no doubt about that. I'm looking forward to his career. Another kid is a DJ Zamora, a Black Capino, a Southpaw. He been nice forever. He got a fight coming up actually this month in Arizona. Bruce Carrington, nice. Bruce is nice. See,
I
I
think I
seen
heard
him
of
first. Yeah, he nice, man. Nice. And he a good kid, bro. Like good, well spoken. But he about his business. And he rough. He rough around the edges too. The other kid, I feel like even like his pops is cool, his family's cool. Like I feel like he got the best situation that kind of like reflects the stability that Johnny and Juju has. And he's ever since I first saw him, I'm like, damn, this kid nice. He even came to spar. They came here and we sparred together here. We went over there, Abdullah Mason. Like he is, yeah, he's gonna be crazy. He's already, but he's nice. And the bonus I give, he not a prospect. I feel like he a senior out of everybody, and I feel like he really coming into his like light where people really seeing is Kenneth Sims. Kenneth is dope, man. So I take that, Pat. Those fighters, keep track of those fighters, man. They gonna do big things, bro.
Kenneth Sims. Yeah, I've heard of him. I heard of him. Hey, you still think Virgil Ortiz can beat Earl Spence?
Um, well, with me, you know how I get down. I call like I see it. Like that's a fight where I'm kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know how I get down. With me, it's always we all the common denominator with everything has always been Terrence. I'm always been confident
Yeah,
whenever we in the gym
and
arguing about
you
that.
told me that. I remember all these conversations we had talking boxing. You did say it was like Earl is not fucking with Terrence.
Yeah,
You said that a long
yeah,
time ago. But then we started talking about Virgil because I ain't even really watched Virgil like that. He was like Virgil.
yeah,
Virgil can beat him.
yeah. I think at that time I said he would beat Earl Spence. Did I say that?
You actually said he'll get both of them a run for their money.
Virgil would give who a run?
Earl and Crawford.
Nah, I don't think. I think he would have been like before. I don't know, man. Nah, not really. I think that Crawford would smoke him for sure. I think before, like a while ago, I felt like okay, that'd be a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think so. I think Terrence would smoke him.
He had a lot going on though. He that's why I asked because he had a Virgil had all them like them
Yeah,
health
yeah,
setbacks and stuff like
yeah,
that. So
yeah,
that's the only thing. Sport of boxing, you know what I'm saying,
yeah. You never
is looking
know.
like so far.
Hey, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to the sport of boxing, it's the best. It's the best sport ever. But
It's
I'm
to
tired of
me.
all this. But I'm tired of all this. We see when we got more fights on Twitter than actually in the ring with a group of fighters. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain group of fighters like they always coming out of the woodwork and talking about, oh, I want to fight so and so after that person already pinned the fight. Like how you gonna say something when they're slotted to fight? Wait, oh, you got to fight against a nobody, so you trying to yap your lips so that people can give you attention because nobody really buying into this fight, and that's where I became a soap opera. I don't really think people are really seeing through that. It's a bunch of drama. I don't really care too much about the drama. I want to see the sport of boxing. Back in the
But
day, you say you bad, I'm gonna come get that.
that's what make it that's it like interesting because there's no other sport that you see on ESPN or the in any of the sports channels that cover boxing, but behind it's like the boxing community is small,
Yeah, super strong,
technically.
super strong.
You know what I'm saying? You know, if you've been in it for like a few years, you kind of run into certain people and kind of bridge the gap between relationships. But yeah,
My issue is just when there's more talking than fighting. It seems like there's a lot more talking than fighting. I can watch TV or I can watch a movie if I want to see the drama. I don't want to hear the drama. I want to see it in the ring. And it seems like everybody's always talking more than they fight. I don't. What's the point? And I feel like
who you
Americans, but
who you think will be Tank's toughest fight?
I don't know. Like, man, look, I put it like this. We, the community is so small. Everybody rubs shoulders in this boxing community. So
Hmm.
sometimes I just don't have an opinion on something. So I'll just say that I don't have an opinion on the subject.
I say that because I want to see. I mean, I know people talk about Shakur, but I think him and Tiafimo would be interesting.
I don't know, man. Teofimo, what has he done? He hasn't progressed. Like honestly, he was supposed to
I
fight
don't know.
Brian Norman, and he didn't want to take that fight. I don't know. Like it'd be weird. It's weird because a lot of people be picking and choosing a lot because they got a name, but a name on social media don't equate to selling tickets in a venue. Like it's prize fighting. Like it's somebody showing up to where you are to buy the ticket. to sit there and watch, or are they streaming it, or are they buying it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a balance, bro. And a lot of times these fighters, they get recognition, and then they just kind of like start being like real divas. I'm not saying you got to fight everybody. I'm not saying that, but
No, 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 no. You know what? I agree. I agree. I agree. It is what it is. You know, we talking boxing. I definitely agree. After that Lomachenko fight,
like you
definitely
start
seen a
smelling
change.
yourself, like, and we I ain't
Yeah,
seen no
yeah.
progression since then. So we still vouching off his name, kind of like how people still want to throw Danny Garcia's name in there, and I'm like, okay, like what has he done? Like I get it, like it's almost like what have you done for me lately? That's how I look at it. You aren't as good as your
Hmm.
last fight, and they be taking these span of times, 1 year, year and a half off, and then come back looking like this ring, bro. Like it be I can't even justify being excited about certain things because it be old food. You know what I'm saying? Like fights that be long in the tooth, and we supposed to be excited about that, and you talking this good game, but I'd be like, wait a minute, you ain't fought a real person in like 2.5 years. Or if you fought somebody, oh, you knocked him out, or he came from two weight classes lower. American fans are the most ignorant boxing fans because I can be like, I'm a baseball fan. I can wear all the Padre stuff. But I don't know batting averages. I don't know when they did this. I don't know how they. But I want to have an opinion and argue about why San Diego Padres are the best. That's how American boxing fans are. They don't even know what a baby belt is. Oh, he a champion. Well, that ain't a full belt, huh? A full belt? What's that? What you mean? Well, he did this. Like, there's no reason to argue sometimes, bro. It's just a
But we can
bunch
say
of
the same thing
opinions.
about Canelo.
You say what?
You know, we could say the same thing about Canelo.
Yeah, but honestly, at the end of the day, like even though I don't agree on certain the way he's going about things now, do I say he has a right to? I mean, he has more of a right to do it than who we say now? Javante Davis. I don't know. We like how much has Canelo done? Who has he fought? And then the people that haven't fought nothing want to be like, yo, let me be next in line. It's like you got all these people in your weight class, in your grade, in your school, and you ain't done nothing with them. Like I don't know, man. It just I get it. It's business and all this stuff. I get all that. But at the end of the day,
Benavidez has.
huh? Yeah, but
Benavidez had.
why? Because he fought Caleb Plant. How long did that take?
He was at the. It was him and Canelo, the top of their class.
But I'm saying, how long did it take for Benavidez to finally fight Caleb Plant? I feel like only after he beat Caleb Plant is when the idea, like, okay, maybe, okay. Because a lot of times the fighters, they just hang out, like, looking at the top guys and all the guys in their weight class, they not talking to. Like, for me, how I am, if I, like, oh, it's five of y'all here, I'm running through
He
all
got
y'all.
out of there.
Huh?
He got Boo Boo out of there.
Yeah, but I mean, how long did that take? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Boo was saying, wait, he was talking to everybody up there, but all your people in your class, y'all not talking to each other. Like, for me, that's how it used to be. Like, I'm not finna talk to the guy who got a whole country and they buying all this. He getting 50% of everything. I'm not even gonna talk to him until I beat all y'all. I'm gonna beat all y'all, and he ain't got no choice but to talk to me. That's just for me, that's how it should be. And I'm not saying that to give Canelo an excuse to do whatever, but sometimes when you do all that and you be looking at like, man, y'all better do some work around here, man. I did this, I did that. I think I can vouch for that if I went through the ringer and went and did this. Kind of like Usyk. Usyk went to everybody's backyard and went and got belts.
Usyk is different, but like
One
you
thousand
got
percent.
you got a Berlanga.
What are we talking about? Like, what are we like? That's what I'm, like. What are we talking about? It's whatever. So the
You
same
know,
thing, interchangeable. Like maybe Canelo took the fight because I don't know he had to do a fight with PBC or. But why does he get the fight?
why
And
does he get the fight? You know, the boxing. I'm interested. I'm interested to see what Turkey Al Sheikh gonna do. It seems like he making some things happen. We've seen some good fights.
Yeah, I think
under him.
Turkey has the good idea, but I feel like he's now figuring out like it wasn't even about the money. A lot of times people always like, oh, the reason they can't make that fight is because there's not enough money. So he came to bridge that gap. Now he realized, oh wait, that's not the problem. They just don't want to lose their all, bro. Like just it be like a dodging, it be ducking, it be over explaining. Like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I get the business of it because in a couple
Mm-hmm.
years, I may even change what I'm saying right now because it's business above anything else. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
speaking purely from someone who's watching boxing to see certain things, to see why things are happening. The narrative was money. So he's coming to fulfill that, to bridge that gap. And it's not about money no more. It was never about money. For me, everybody overseas are better fighters. I don't even care about skill wise because they fight each other.
They
Like
fight.
I need to do what to get that? Okay, bet. And it's done. Like let's make it happen. It's easier for him to make fights with people overseas than it is with us. Like we talking about the Japanese dude who be selling out arenas
And,
and people over here telling me something. He ain't nobody if he don't sell out here. Why, what is this notion about America? It's crazy. Like, wait, he's selling out arenas over there. What are you talking about? He don't need us. Like, he don't need, so they need to change their attitude and how they see it because they're not boxing fans, essentially. You know what I
and
mean?
we had one of our top guys go over there, and I don't think that had nothing to do with it.
And what happened to him? That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you got to go through the gut. Like, you got to go through the rigor, bro. If you go through the rigor and you still there, all right, you deserve to be there. You're not finna get starched. It be seeming like, well, I would just say from one platform, it seemed like there's one platform that these fighters, when they fight top level, they get starched. Like, how did you even make it here? It reminds me of amateur boxing. We go through tournaments and like they giving this kid gifts. Like, bro, he don't deserve that. He get to the championship or he finally get the national championship and he gets starched. It's because locally y'all let him through. Do them a favor, and if they lose the fight, let the real man win. Boot that kid out. Cause he gonna get hurt later. Same thing with these fighters. Like they don't fight the real fights. They fight in house and they talk about this and they finally get a real fight. Not. And the facade. We're good at making stories. We're good at the lights and the glamour and you know what I'm saying, making a product. But the product be falling flat a lot of times, bro.
Definitely, I've definitely had some disappointing moments with some fighters. I know. I remember you telling me yours was AB
Yeah.
Monty.
I quit drinking the Kool-Aid after AB. I started just realizing, oh, okay. That looks like this. Okay, I'm not gonna bet on that. Bam, I was right. Oh, okay. Now I know what to look for. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple things you got to look for in a fighter's development, attitude, temperament, the engine behind them, the people that are around him. You know what I'm saying? Like how the organization is moving them, how they look, even if they got a bum when they fight, how they look against the bum. There be fighters that be fighting these bums, and these bums are taking them the full 10 rounds, the full 12 rounds and then they tell me, I want you to fight with so I'm gonna knock him out. Like, bro, you didn't knock out Glass Chin Joe, who's not even a gatekeeper. How you gonna do that to an elite fighter? I'm not gonna drink that Kool-Aid. I've seen this story before. You know, you gotta turn the TV off sometime. You gotta plug your ears and just see what you're looking at and be like, nah.
Looking at
And you know what? You know what else used to do that? It's 24. What was the TV show for the one on HBO? I think it was. 24/7? I don't know. It was like the documentary, like two fighters fighting, and then you see the back. Like I'm fully convinced, oh, that fighter gonna win. I watched that 24/7, and I'm like, damn, I don't know who gonna win. They good at making it seem like the fight gonna be even. It's not even. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even. And he gets started. I'm like, man, they got me again,
doing that.
huh?
Promoters are really good at doing that.
I mean, that's what they supposed to do is promoting.
Like
That's their
like
job,
Leonard Ellerby, like when he was talking about Rolly. Rolly
bro.
knocked this fool out.
Literally, who? Oh, goodness. What track record does Leonard have? All you gotta do is look at the track, man. It's so crazy. We got technology, bro. We can rewind time essentially and see what a person said here, 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 here. And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, nine
That's
times
the
out of ten
sport.
you was wrong.
That's the sport of boxing, though. For the most part, it's a what's his name? The other promoter, he do it a lot, a whole lot.
Ooh.
You know, Matchroom, Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? Starting
Eddie,
to learn a lot.
Eddie, y'all, nah, y'all, Eddie dope, bro. Eddie dope, cause Eddie, first of all, Eddie's the first person to really give a platform to the ladies. Second, Eddie is a true boxing fan. He essentially knows what's a good fight. He knows what's a good fight, and he makes it happen. And then, lastly, Eddie will let you get the bag. Eddie be like, "Oh, you want to go over there? All right, get the bag, baby. Let's go." And then that's why the fighters come back to Eddie because he let them get the bag. He does, and what he says, he honestly believes. Like he really believe it. But I don't think he be blowing smoke up. But I don't ever get the sense that he does that. You know what I'm saying?
Matchroom put on some good bouts.
You said who?
Put on some great
Oh, absolutely,
Matchroom.
absolutely,
Yeah,
one
they put
thousand.
on
And
some great.
then now Queensberry, they cool because they used to be beefing, so now they cool. So like, you know what I mean? Everybody working together. That's how it should be, man. Let's make these fights happen.
Man, Coach, me and you, we could talk boxing all day, and we will.
1,000.
We gonna have to run this back, especially when the next time Johnny got a fight.
Right now, he's working on contract with a company, so we kind of working through that. So we're gonna wait till that is over, and then we'll see where we're gonna go. So we should know in about a week or two. You know, until then, it's the same thing. Just train, 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 train.
Coach, where can they find you at?
You find me on IG, the Black Bomber underscore or Bomber Squad Boxing Academy on IG. You find me there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you made it this far, please like and subscribe. We sure do appreciate the support, and we will see you on the next one.
I appreciate you.